That's awesome. Yeah, I like, how he says, so it is,
Yes.
That's just another way of saying amen. The word amen means so be it.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, dude, that was, I was, talking about my physical pain and everything. As he was saying that, I was talking to my body. Like, I was like, I love the way he put that. Like, smart bodies. Like, dude, we got these smartphones and all this other, like, the smartest technology we have. Like, and then, I don't know if you heard me in the middle of it. I said, we don't even understand what the hell we're residing our consciousness in. This is literally, have you seen that movie, Dave?
No.
With the little aliens? Dude, I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it was. Eddie Murphy's in it. But if you can find it online, it's worth it. Oh, I was going to tell you, dude, one of the top, well, I was going to tell you, but since we're targeted, if I tell you, they'll probably shut it down. But I'll tell you anyway. But there's a website that has free fucking movies, and I'm talking like sometimes people from all over the world download shit, and like sometimes it's shit that's at the movie theater, and I'm not talking bullshit quality. I'm talking like you put your headphones on, it's movie theater fucking quality.
Wow.
And they have all the new shit, 1980 shit. This shit makes Netflix, like, literally, this website took a shit and Netflix come out. And it's all free. It's all 100% free. That's the name of the website. It's called freefilms.org. And people, I don't know how it's done, dude, but like I watched a great movie from the 80s called White Sands the other day. I'm a big 80s movie buff. I grew up in that generation, but he was saying, like, so I was talking to my body saying, like, relax. I know I've put you through so much shit, man. You've carried me through all this. Like, I was just like, but that pain, dude, even though the whole time I'm talking to you and everything, it's just still right there in my gut, dude. I don't know, several times you might have heard me go, like, it'll hit me real hard and I'll take a breath. I'm like, the only way I can describe, like, the doctor's like, describe it. I'm like, it's like when you were a little kid and you weren't ready for it and somebody hit you in the stomach and it just like, ooh, like, it's like somebody invisible is doing that every fucking time I take a breath. And then it goes away and it'll come back every about 35 minutes is about the average. I get in hot water. The other day, dude, on my birthday, I was literally, I almost called an ambulance, but I don't trust EMTs and shit. And I know when I get to the hospital, they're just going to tell me nothing's wrong. And dude, I from 2007 to 2009, they had me going to see a counselor for a shrink because they were saying it's all in my head. And they told me that I had racked up over $250,000 that the VA pays for it all of it in ambulance and medical bills over the last 2 years because of this. And I said, well, that should tell you that something's wrong. And the counselor said it's all in your head. So I said, if it's all in my head to the point that I'm 20 pounds below my weight, I can't keep food down, I'm literally in fucking pain. I said, and throughout all this, I would deny pain pills. I would absolutely deny them. I would, even if they wanted to prescribe them, I would say no, because this shit was hurting so bad that I did not want them to think that I was there to get meds. And I was like, look, you guys keep sending me home and sending me back and nothing happens. I said, I don't want your meds anymore. I want to be healed. And then I realized, dude, it was what they were doing to me with these things. And that's why nothing showed up on the CAT scans and the ambulance rides. And when I go to the VA and then I start going to the psych ward and check myself in, and I realized that's just another fucking game too. Take more different kind of meds for your head and shit. And then that's what one of the people there, like, dude, I've had so many people, and I would have never even mentioned this gang stalking shit if I've had people literally come up and tell me this was happening in my life. My stepson told me this was happening. They were telling him to harass me. They were following me. He told me they were coming in my room at night and shit. That's when I started locking myself in my room. And I asked him, I said, what are they doing? He said they had, sometimes they put, after they fuck with me, whatever they do to my body, he said they put this device, they rub it over my forehead and the side of my face. And I said, what the fuck is it? He goes, it's a memory eraser. And I said, what did you do? Why didn't you fucking wake me up? He goes, I was so scared. I ran in my fucking room and I locked myself in my closet. I know what to do. And I said, dude, he's got autism. So, like, the things he was telling me, he could not manufacture the details that he was telling me. This kid don't lie. He's never lied in his life. Like, the funny thing, when he was growing up, he was like 7 and 8, and my niece and nephew would come over. He would never say a cuss word. They tried to get him to lie. He never would. And the funny thing is, when he was a little kid, he would tell me stuff like about like the world's gonna change, and like these aliens talk to him in his sleep and shit. Like, dude, I'm not even joking, dude. And he would tell me like in the future we're not gonna have any cars, and like we go walk in our parks, and he would just start. We were in downtown Seattle, dude. I was getting my green from an actual comic book drawer, and he was going to school in Seattle University of Seattle. University of Washington is in downtown Seattle, and that was my dealer. And at the time, his mom was kind of fucked up, and we were there in Seattle, and he was with me everywhere I went. I mean, me and this kid, I pretty much raised him up in Pike Market and Pioneer Square and downtown Seattle. We'd be on the bus every day. I'd be making my money hustling, but these guys were really honest, really awesome people. They were like really rich white kids, and they're on their parents' money and shit, and on scholarships and everything. Like, they were real talented. Like, this motherfucker could literally draw shit. Like, he was going to school for like graphic art and design or something, and he was doing his own series of comic books. And in Seattle, dude, Seattle is like unlike any other city in the United States, like other than New York. Like, you can go to Seattle and you can find it there, dude. You can fucking find it there. I don't give a fuck what it is. You can find it there, and it can kill you there too. But we were up there one day, and he started talking that shit to him, and they were like, "Holy shit!" And I was trying to explain to this dude, because in Seattle, they don't have compressed weed and shit. Like, and I was up there like in '05 and shit before it was legal and everything. And like, I was trying to tell him, I said, "Dude, like, I get an ounce size of a fucking tennis ball, like the size of a fucking deck of cards, like if it's compressed." And they're like, "What the fuck is compressed weed? What is that?" And I was like, weed. And they're like, "No, I've never seen any type of weed that wasn't bud in my life." And I'm like, "Well, consider yourself fucking lucky, asshole." I was like, "Consider yourself fucking lucky, because you live in a part of the country where, I live down South Oklahoma. Pretty much all the shit we get here is smuggled from Mexico, man." But now, dude, on June 26th, we vote here for medical. On June 26th, dude. Arkansas already has medical. Our neighbor, Colorado, has it legal. There's 13. Colorado, California, Nevada, Washington. It's all recreational. You just have to have a ID that shows you're 18 from any state. And now you can go to Nevada. I got a buddy of mine that just retired from the Air Force out there in Nevada. I went out in Nevada in '08, saw Cheech and Chong concert with him and shit. But of course, wasn't legal then. But basically was. All you had to do is go to a fucking gas station to get it. Or people would approach you, just like in New Orleans. You just walk down the street go to Bourbon Street. Walk down the street. I promise you, you won't get 2 blocks before somebody walks beside you and goes, "Marijuana, cocaine?" And you're like, "What? Marijuana, cocaine?" And you're like, "Where?" And they're like, "See that guy over there? How much?" And it's like I was telling you, like, it's this network, like, fucking nuts, dude. Like, it's so funny, because I was not funny, but like, that chef that died, Anthony Bourdain, dude. The day he died, dude, this is no lie. I got up and I put it on Netflix, and I started watching Parts Unknown. Then I turned on the news, and this motherfucker died, and I was like, I said, "This is weird." And I was telling my old lady earlier, I said, more than New York, more than California, more than anywhere, everywhere I've been, if I had to just pick up everything and go and make a run, I'm going to New Orleans, dude. And when I say New Orleans, I don't mean New Orleans. I mean the French Quarter. I wouldn't leave the French Quarter. Like, the French Quarter is like what people think of New Orleans. Like, outside of New Orleans, it's a straight fucking hood, dog. It's, dude, like, I went to school there. I grew up there when I was a little kid. Like, New Orleans is fucking for real, dude. But the state of Louisiana is, to me, it's better than any place I've ever been. Hands down. There's no fucking place in this fucking United States country of America that you need to waste your time going. Go to New Orleans first. Go to New Orleans. Go to Louisiana. Travel out to southern Louisiana. Go to the Delta, dude. Go to the Delta. Mississippi. If you get to Florida, you went too far. You went to Texas, you went too far. You get to Arkansas, you went too far. But there's something there that is just... I've been everywhere, dude. Every fucking where in the continental. And there is nowhere that is alive, that's literally has a pulse, like alive, like New Orleans, dude. Like, it's untouchable. When people talk about California, you're thinking of you're thinking about these like steel frame memories. Like everything in there runs on money. That's vacation land. If you don't have a job there, you weren't born there, you're not seated there, you can't move there. Try it. I've tried it so many fucking times, dude. You know what? Last time I fucking left San Diego, that's before I got right with God again. I was like, God, I was like, all I want to be is in Seattle or San Diego. It's only two places you won't let me live. It's only two places you won't let me live. Probably because they were going to kill me. But he just brings me back to the Midwest every time, dude. The Midwest. I can't get out of the Midwest, dude. I don't know why, but I hate it. I hate the Midwest, but at the same time, I love it, dude. You know, you go to California, go to the East Coast, and and I promise, dude, all the glamour, all the shit, you'll be like, dude, I promise you, just be like, give me back, man. Give me back to the fucking Midwest. Give me back to Missouri. Give me back to Illinois. I would never say give me back to Oklahoma. Give me the fuck out of Oklahoma. But and the reason I think Oklahoma has such a negative vibe, you can look this up. A lot of people don't know this, dude. I know my history. A lot of people think it's L.A., New York. The largest race riots that ever occurred in the history of our nation was in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. It was the black economy in Tulsa in 1921 was so profound and strong. It was larger. It was the largest African American generation of income in the country, more than Harlem, more than LA, more than Houston, Miami, more than any country in the United States in 1921. They called it the Black Wall Street. You can type it in, and if you look up some of these footage of this, they were dropping bombs on people, and this was all manufactured to destroy the Black Wall Street. Like, still today, Tulsa is such a racial... Dude, just like 2 years ago, they shot and killed someone right in the fucking street with his hands up. It was on TV, and the chick got off innocent. This cop got off not guilty. And they rioted a little bit here, but, like, nobody did shit because it's such a dope town, you know. They're not going to stop serving dope just because somebody got shot. But it's like, they should, but the largest race riots in the history of our country happened here. Like, I mean, they were literally just slaughtering people. Like, they were passing out. This is true fact. You can look this up. The National Guard foundry, where all the weapons and shit were stored, were passing out machine guns to white citizens to just mow down black people. And I'm not saying I'm standing up for anything. I'm just saying this is fact, dude. I'm just spitting facts. And the National Guard, this is true fact, dropped bombs from airplanes in 1921. They were just those propeller airplanes, dropping them on the North Tulsa community, which was the Black Wall Street. And it's the only time in our history of our country that the United States has dropped their own ammunition on their citizens in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And not even this, the Trail of Tears ended in Oklahoma. The Trail of Tears, where they took all the tribes and condensed them to the reservations in Oklahoma. Like in Tulsa, we got Quapaw, Cherokee, Creek, Duck, like all these, dude, it's like a mini Las Vegas here. There's a Hard Rock Casino, which is the Cherokees. The Osage have a casino on the river. The Osage got a casino downtown. All these little towns got... My mom destroyed our family off. Dude, it's crazy, dude. It's just fucking crazy. And I was telling my counselor that at the VA, I said, there's such a negative entity lingering over this area. All these tribes, this isn't their home place. They were forced and condensed from all over the country into this one little state. And Oklahoma wasn't even a state. Look, check this out. A lot of people don't know this, dude. Dude, I'm going to tell you, and this is how you should not respect me, but when I talk about your music and all that, you should know that I'm not just ignorant, man, and I'm smart on all levels. All right, Alaska and Hawaii were the last two states to be, you know, before that we had 48 states. The two states before that was New Mexico and Arizona. And before that was Oklahoma. Oklahoma didn't become a state till like 1906 or something like that. I could be wrong on the year, but 1904, it was in the 1900s. When I moved here, it hadn't been a state for 100 years. And all these tribes are condensed here. And this land, it's just shit, dude. They come from like Florida, you know, like the creeks and the Creeks and the Seminoles, they all come from Alabama and Florida, and then they brought in the Cherokee were north, and then the Crows in Kansas, and they were all forced to just live in these little areas. So it's like, think of the negative energy field that was brought with all that. And not even that, this is true fact too. Andrew Jackson is the most hated president by Native Americans, the $20 bill. And I know this because I know some, like, I've been taken to some of my two deepest friends that I first met were full-blooded fucking Indians. His grandmother never spoke English, and he was raised by her. And he took me to Mounds, Oklahoma, and when he took me to his uncle's house, his uncle straight up just told me, like, I'm sorry, but you're not welcome in here. And he goes, how could you ever bring a white person to my house without telling me first? And he goes, no, this is a true brother in Christ. This is a true thing. He goes, I don't give a shit. He's like, no white people come to my house. And this is like 8 years ago. And I had no problem with it. I was like, dude, hey, I understand. Like, I was just coming here with him. Like, I'm not trying to, and it's still like that, dude. And oh, dude, I'm telling you, it's just, and I said, there's just such a high concentrated area of negativity here. And then, of course, dude, people wouldn't even believe this. In 1921, it was 1920s were a big deal all across America. But Tulsa was the oil capital of the world in the 1920s up until like the 1930s. I'm talking like more than Saudi Arabia, more than anywhere in the world. Dallas, Tulsa was the oil capital of the world. And when they found all that oil, guess what they did? This is no longer your reservation. You guys are forced into a smaller piece of land because all that oil should have been their money, right? Because at the time, the government thought Oklahoma was just wasteland. They found all the oil there. But here's why the Native Americans hate Andrew Jackson. This is a true fact. Did you know on the Trail of Tears, when they all walked and had horses, they did it by walking in horses thousands of miles. It took them months. And this is another way to show you how small the country really is. You can walk from New York to L.A. in like a couple months, dude. You can walk from L.A. to New York in like less than 3 months. So the geographical landscape we're living on isn't as big as we think.
It is, yeah.
But all you got to do is look at the ocean and look at the landmass. But then check this out. Because Andrew Jackson was president at the time during the Trail of Tears, and he was like the main guy leading the Trail of Tears, like on a horse. Like he was the main dude. And he purposely sprayed all the blankets that they gave the Indians. He purposely sprayed it with smallpox. Because he was trying to kill as many of them off as he could before they got there. And like still to this day in Oklahoma, this is no bullshit, dude. If I'd be on deliveries, if I had to get back change on a $100 order or something, they wanted tens. If I gave them a 20, they'd be like, I don't want that, Jackson. Can you give me 2 tens? Can you give me 2 tens or 4 5s? Or I'll take 21s. I'm like, dude, when that first happened, I was like, yeah, right. You're joking. He's like, oh man, we're Creek Indian, full blooded. We ain't taking no Andrew Jacksons. And I was like, holy fuck, dog. Like, this goes deeper than black and white shit, dude. Like, I mean, dude, but I'll tell you, even the Indians that you see like around here ain't like when you get like out in northern Nevada and New Mexico and Arizona. That's where you see like those Navajos and the ones that like you see. I mean, dude, like one of my friends has a Creek Indian card and he gets free health care and shit. Motherfucker has blonde hair, blue eyes. His mom is full-blooded white German, but his dad was Creek. And so in order to get an Indian card, you only have to be like 30% or something like that, and that means you get free health care from the tribe and all that. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're whiter than me. Even your teeth are whiter than me. And you got an Indian card? I got more Native American ancestry than you do. I just can't bring it out. I can't prove it. But I'll tell you this, if you're from Missouri or Illinois, anywhere in that area, I promise you got Native American in you, whether you know it or not. I mean, dude, I guarantee you, me and you got Cherokee up in us all day, dude. I mean, I'll only say it because of our skin tone and our whiteness. And, like, if you look at Cherokee Indians, dude, you'll see, like, resemblance in our, but like, well, if you've never seen me, you'd freak the fuck out if you saw me, dude. I'm like a shapeshifter, though. Some days I look completely different, man, depending on my mood. I wish I had a way to send you a fucking picture message just so you could get, like, an image of me in your mind, dude.
Well, it won't matter if it changes.
Well, I know, but I mean, like, I'm trying to picture, like how you envision me, because it's like, damn, dude,
I don't need a picture. I really don't even need a picture, man.
I know.
You know, being an old soul, I mean, how many lifetimes have we hung out? You know, how many lifetimes have we met up? How many lifetimes were we on the same battlefield? Were we on separate battlefields? So I know it's bro, Billy the Kid. What's that one guy?
We could have had high positions in authority or something. I mean, who knows, dude? We could have been like, and maybe that's why we have this knowledge of.
Remember Planet Zora? That was crazy.
This could be our first time through, and we were so well respected by the spirits that they seated us and just were like, here you are, you know, do it, rock the boat, we love you.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I mean, we've been around. We've been around.
Sometimes you gotta do that, dude. Come on, give me one. Get off your rocker and just do the weirdest shit that comes to your mind right now. Well, you know those aren't the real lyrics. You know the real lyrics are. No, you know the real lyrics are. I'm just trying to.
No, it's all good.
Be free right now.
Yeah, no, be free, man.
Something weird like that, man.
We should be uninhibited.
Why do you care about me so much? Why do you worry about recording me? There's got to be some ulterior motive here, man.
There absolutely is. There absolutely is. There's a huge ulterior motive.
Huh?
I said it's a huge motive.
Well, tell me, what is it?
It's a bias. It's a bias toward harmonic resonance, connection, and bridge building and broadcasting.
Hey, shit.
Yep, broadcasting the light, broadcasting as much as we can, because I have some of the most epic conversations with family, with friends, and now when I know it's like, well, pretty much every conversation now is at the level, but when I feel compelled, I'm like, record, because already people have reviewed what we talked about. And we share our gifts with the world, and it's like we both have something special. We both have old soul attributes. We both have wisdom on this ascension. And for folks to hear that level of language be possible, not only possible, but fucking cool and radical, and me and you both facing mirrors together and being like, yeah, fuck these mirrors. Let's just go somewhere else. And then do anything we want because we're contacting our higher self. We are climbing the rocks, clawing just to get a little bit higher on this mountain for a better view. Oh, you're a little bit over there on this side of the mountain. I'm over there, still climbing up. I looked over and I saw another rock climber. I'm like, God damn, you got some scars and you keep climbing too. Me too, bro. Should have seen what happened to me yesterday. And then we just keep going and keep going, because ultimately you're going to rock climb next to people that are going to help you in life instead of pull you down. So when you meet another rock climber at your height, it's like, wow. And then, hey, by the way, let me pull out this camera and film how fucking high we are and talking, and let them know that this height exists.
I was picturing it. You're exactly 120% right. But I was thinking, dude, as you were saying that, you just bust out you just ripped the flow of a lifetime, and then the chorus is and then you just rip another one, and then it's oh, dude, did I tell you? You know the guy? Okay, you got your ears on? The guy that wrote that song and sang that song, you know, Ricky Valens. He was in the same airplane as Buddy Holly. Died the same night in the same airplane crash as Buddy Holly. And he made a song, and he sang it in English. La Bamba was the first song. Dude, I told you, I'm an encyclopedia of facts, dude. La Bamba was the first song in the United States that was in the top I think it reached #1, actually. I could be wrong about that, but it was in the top Billboard charts. That was not even in our language. Not one bit of that song was in our language, and it was in the American Billboard top charts. But Richie Valens sang that, and if you can type this in, dude, I'm telling you, it's only like a 2-minute song. He did this song called Donna. Oh, it's fucking beautiful, man. Fucking beautiful, bro. Richie Valens, Donna. Oh, it's fucking nuts. It'll spark something in your DNA, dude. And these songs, they're not just for you to hear. They literally will unlock something in your DNA.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This will blow your mind, dude.
That's what I mean, music really is DNA resonance.
Just unlocking, dude, and it'll unlock something, and you'll become like this, dude. Like I was saying when that camera was saying, imagine the shit we'll be saying 10 years from now, dude.
Oh, yeah.
5 years from now. And then, like, you're so young, dude, that I'm saying, like, dude, in 8 years, I'm going to be 50. In 8 years, you're going to have your youth still. Like, think how there ain't going to be many people on Earth that have the type of knowledge in their brain that you do at your age.
Uncle Joseph. Uncle Joseph was around for the crucifixion, but he wasn't there.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you ever do hear about my dad, show up, man. Show up and just...
No, I mean, seriously, like...
probably won't be nobody there.
we think of Christ like he came here and hung, but he's been here a couple times. Been here more than once.
Dude, he's here right now.
That exact soul. Oh, yeah, that exact soul. And beyond that, I mean, I love how Cryon puts that, you know, the great teachers of mankind were just simply just humans that were to be. They were just humans, glimpses of the family to be. What do you mean there's going to be one day where there's people not fighting and kingdom after kingdom and there's going to be peace and there's not going to be... How is that possible? And the old souls back in Christ's day were saying it. And then the old souls around Christ gathered. Old souls gather around old souls. But this time, there's no crucifixion. I mean, because it's the Christ consciousness is a mass thing now. And so all the...
Yeah, it's already incubated itself.
You just need a 0.5% of this basically population, like something like that, the 144,000. You just need that 100. It's already over, like in a good way. Like it's almost like congratulations, you can't stop the good light that's on the way. Yes. Everybody's got it.
All been trying to do since the beginning of time. Gandhi, Jesus, they've all been trying to put that spoke in the wheel. But like, what you were saying, when you were just saying that, man, you were ping-ponging me and ping-ponging my thoughts, and I was like, you're exactly right, dude. You're like, it's all been this progression of...
We've done this before, bro. Just think about it.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like,
there's something there.
We're the only ones that are just awake out of the dream, dude. Like, you can be asleep and still be going to your job, and you think you're awake. You think you're awake just because you go to sleep at...
I got coffee. I'm at my job. I'm fully awake. I know this is 3D. Wait a second. There's more levels? Hold on. I'm still playing in the sandbox. Oh, and then the old soul's like, you play in the sandbox, but please don't throw no sand on us because we done did that.
It's either I'm waiting for God to tell me, or I don't have the balls to do it yet. But I know that I just got to put that backpack on and just walk out into the world right now. Like, it's time.
It is time.
Be like,
I'm ready, dude. Are we not ready to vibe on stage, dude? Here's what's great. Can I tell you something? Do you know what's great? Yeah. Well, what about this? What about us figuring out exactly where we want to be, and then after that it's completely 1,000,000% on, and then after that check this out, because we're both not the same person before we met. We're like upgrading each other like fucking, dude, me and you are mages in this game, old souls that are deciding to use white magic. We've tampered with some dark to know it was wrong, and we know how to use white magic to show dark magic it's better. and we're doing it and showing people live. And it's like, it's the new cool to be that. But here's what I see, my premonition. One of your things near to your heart, dear to your heart, that I've gathered, like a jewel, a gem, a sapphire, a ruby, is that you really want that feel. You want a chance at one point to just flow and rap and be the artist that you can recognize. And you can do that. And you can, bro, and you can do that. You can. Listen, you can do that. I'm doing that a lot right now, but I haven't done the networking you've done. And I need some help there. We can both have each other's worlds and more. I'm telling you right now, like, bro, people rap because they come around me. People haven't rapped before, they come around me, they rap. Because it's an energy field. And when the energy field is so strong, you get in it and you're like, wait, you already can kind of flow? It's over. Like, how many scriptures do you want to write in a night? How many prophesized messages do you want to give in one night? That becomes the only question, because I'm so good at recording and getting the best out of people in the studio that don't even normally rap, that if you can halfway rap and you have your soul attached, it's a rap. It's over.
Like, I'm smart enough to know that, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I could get a little, like, this and that.
Yeah, just leave it there. No, just leave it there. I'm smart enough. Just leave it right there. I'm smart enough. Don't go any further with your verbal contract. Just stop it right there. I'm smart enough. You can do it too. I could do it. You could do it. He could do it. She could do it. We could do it.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm aware that, like, I would put everything into just being a side note up to your thing, because I know that.
Yeah, until you want to rock. Yeah, and that's just the beginning. But hey, that's just the beginning. No, we're in a whole nother energy field, bro. No. I
that looks like you can definitely do, period. And no one else, and not even this, like, and this is another thing, like, I'm telling you, dude, you gotta do this to yourself, and this is training. Like, dude, I've done this with your shit. Like, I've listened to some of your shit, right? I've listened to, like, 5, 10 fucking Two True songs in a row. And then I'm like, okay, I'll go to something else. Let me put on some Wu-Tang or something like that. And then I'm like, sitting there going, what the fuck? Look at my list. Like, dude, I used to think this was the shit, but I'm like, but at that time in my life, it was just mainly the beat. But, like, you're saying something, dude. Like, literally, like, you're like a Bob Dylan or something. Like, back in the folk days, like, I'm big time into Bob Dylan and that 60s scene and everything. And I remember this guy, he was I can't remember his name right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. He's very famous, but he was a Irish-type folk singer in the New York music scene back in the day. And when Bob Dylan was coming up, he was working with me. He said the reason we knew Bob was special was, you know, it wasn't like his guitar was the best or his vocals were the best. But, and the guy said, as a matter of fact, he sang off tune most of the time. But what he was saying was so profound that the rest of the folk community just gathered their efforts to produce him, because if Bob was out there, then we were a part of it too, and it was all trickling down. Like, he was the main player, just like the New England Patriots. Look, it takes a team on both sides, offense and defense. But look, you got to put all your effort into Tom Brady, because he's the man. He's the, and it's like, dude, you have a network. You know how to do this.
Thank you for saying all this, man. Thank you, seriously.
You need me to get in the studio, and you need me to fucking bring the best out of you. I'll give you one of those Rocky pills one day. Be like, motherfucker, go. Let's get it.
Give me an ass whooping when I All of a sudden, you'll be like, holy fuck. Shit, my energy. Bro, you and me will blow up the studio. No, dude, just me and you is gonna blow up a fucking studio. Hey, you guys can't come back to the studio. The last time 2 True and 111 got up in the studio, blew up. It was too much energy. That's gonna be us. That's gonna be us. No, we're parts of the whole, dude. We're parts of this thing. Look, out of everybody I've ever met in my life, there's nobody, listen, there has nobody that I've met in my life that has matched me in a frequency like this, on a level of expertise like this, on a level of recognition like this, on a level of determination like this, on a level of challenging me like this, that it's like God sent. It has to be. It has to be. That's why we work in teams. That's why we work in teams. That's why we work in teams, and we need to work together. When we need to figure out where we're going to start is basically it. Yeah. You should just, man. And you're putting a fire under my ass to just do what I can while I can right now. It's just, I have to. I have to. Yep, this is the second part. We have two parts. This is the second one.
To flatter you. I got no reason to flatter you. I'm not making any money off you. I'm not doing anything for you right now. There's no reason I have to flatter you at all. But I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you, dude, I'm listening to, like, what's been available to me throughout my life in music, dude. And when I fucking heard your shit, I heard something, and it did something to me that dude, it was just the closest thing I ever heard to my life. When you rap, you're making those words up. Those words come from your mind, but you're talking about my life too, man. Talking about my life exactly. Like, I'm like, holy shit, holy fuck, like somebody knows about, like, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, and I challenge you, listen to your shit. I don't even know what it would be like to be able to listen to your own stuff, like, but like, listen to the content. Fuck the production, whatever, all that.
Can I perform you a song?
That will grow in time, but I'm saying,
yeah.
So listen to what you're saying and how you're rapping and some of the way that you...
I want to rap you a song.
I don't even know if you realize, because you're just doing it naturally, that some of what do they call that when a word had, like, say the word football.
Yeah.
Football has two syllables. So it's like some of the way you string your syllables and the way they flow into another, it's just like... It's literally like fucking Pablo Picasso on rap. Like,
thank you, man.
It's like the way he could paint a stroke like that. Like, you can just boom. And I told you that's one of the things about your music that I think you don't even know exists. Is like, because you don't know who's listening. So it's like, so many times when I'm listening to your music, it seems about like every 25, 30 seconds, you just drop something that's just, whoa, brings you right back into the song. Yeah. You know, you might be breaking up, like I'll be breaking up a little weed and I'm listening to it, and then because I'm breaking up the weed, I'm kind of, folks, and then you'll say something, I'm like, holy shit, dude, take my hands off the weed, and I'm like, what the fuck? Rewind.
Yes.
Then I go back to breaking up my weed, and I can't even get it in the bowl yet, and you say something else, and I'm like, oh shit, really? Dude, I ain't doing that with fucking,
wow.
Dude, put on some Jay-Z, put on some fucking, what's this other guy? Everybody tells me, I hear this guy's name on Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, fuck Kendrick. I don't give a fuck that. I'm like, put that shit on. And then listen to one of your favorite songs and listen to what you're saying. Can you tell me who the true artist is, dude? Fuck, man.
Bro, I want to rap something. Hey, can I rap something you've never heard? I've never put it on YouTube. I want to rap something to you, bro. I want to rap something for you, bro.
Typing to the internet. Somehow he's gonna find your shit. And you'll probably be calling me one day from fucking New York going, dude, and I'll be like, dude, get me there. Let me fucking engage. Just let me fucking let me tell you, these motherfuckers are you, but you already know. But I'll be like, dude, imagine if I was a successful person and I had millions of dollars. We'd already be in the same town linking up. I mean, we're just two poor motherfuckers that think the same way. But imagine someone's going to come along, dude, that has ways and means, and they're going to be like, holy shit, dude, this guy's a diamond in the rough, dude. Like, you don't know, dude.
Man, this is called Feel the Vibe, and I've never put this on YouTube, but, dude, I want to show this off to you for you. Because this is... I don't know if you can hear it, bro, but I'm gonna rap it again. Because you got me pumped up. Worldwide populace alert.
Humanity's on the brink of destruction or construction.
Open your eyes and light. See clearly, you know you're too near me. Too many celebrity deaths in a day and age where information is war. Investigations are needed for people saying wait for the poor populace for sure. Saying weed is having to deceive it. How's he do that? Can't be a genius. No, look at the spirit that needs us. Can't see runners from the other prophets. How the hell they gonna stop it when we always get it poppin'? Running around this motherfucking circus like who needs a sponsor? Running laps round wax till the raps vibrate to the higher than my spacecraft. Hold on to the hanger, better get rid of that anger. As we jump the wall, you got the problem, you got the cure, you got the hopeless, we got the hope, you got the drugs, but we got that holy dope like the Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit. Hardly know, cause y'all hardly told, so we put it all back like days of the old, that's ways of the old with things of the new. And I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to make it through. When the natives know the truth, from the youth to the roots, better raise them boots, better play them, better teach them soldiers how to move. They know that it's too true. From me to you, gotta move through anything with ease, ease, soldiers at ease, ease. And I gotta make my points and my swishy and my joints, and I gotta make some noise when they poison little girls and they poison little boys, and the food's looking trash and they marketing that crap to our ass. Organics cost more when my people so broke, but you're starving on the planet plus more. But we plenty bombs, nukes, ammunition, and bodies for these old rich men. Wars got me strapped to the core. Better be gripping yours, angelic swords, swinging faster than them demons, leaving bleeding for their father, cause they didn't want to learn from that karma. Quit harming others, we bring it on. And I'm a child of God, declare good intent with a mission to give. Liberate a landed on the planet, get it back together so we have something magnificent to hand to the kids. And I'm tired of the whack shit coming from the speakers, blah blah blah. Give a fuck about your sleep shit. I'm awake and I'm strapped with rap for my sheeple, turn into awakened people. Look what you did to the mind so feeble. Elite, I see you. Why you think you're so feeble? Deceitful and man, it's see-through. I guess karma come to meet you and greet you. Take a seat to liberate a hit to teach you. Can't get away the soul's direction. It's a very better energy at the gates, and them none to others in known ill intent. If not faced in this life, the next not so pleasant. So what you do to others may come back more than twice. If you do not surrender and feel the vibe, feel what's right in your heart, let it guide your mind. Feel them chills up your spine, sublime and divine. Ride on time, how you define what words can't describe. I'm doing my best and I give it to you like shield made a Christ, sword made a Machiavelli. Went to Bone College, had to get my lyrics ready, had to get my lyrics deadly. Demons gonna test me, the demons gonna test me, and I send it back to hell where they dwell. Cause my soul is not for sale, part and parcel of God, and that's for real. 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 And I gotta make my points and my swishy and my joints, and I gotta make some noise when they poison little girls and they poison little boys, and the food's looking trash and they marketing that crap to our ass. Organics cost more when my people so broke, biggest starving on the planet plus more, but we plenty bombs, nukes, ammunition, and bodies for these old rich men. Wars got me strapped to the core. Better be gripping yours, angelic souls, swinging faster than the demons, even fully more than father, cause they didn't want to learn from that karma. Quit harming others, we bring it on. And I'm a child of God, declare good and sin, and with the mission to give them liberate the land on the planet, get it back together so we have something magnificent to hand to the kids. Feel the vibe. Why don't you feel the vibes of life? Why don't you feel the vibe? Why don't you feel the vibes of life? Yeah, man, that's one of my favorite. Bro, that's one of my favorites. Huh? Well, I rapped with it. That's probably why. Man, that's one of the ones we're going to do on stage. That's one of my favorite ones. Thug Life Part 2. All you have to tell him is this: I got a white dude who's introducing Thug Life Part 2. I don't even know. But really, it's Liberators. It's the sequel because Pac put it down like that. If Pac never did what he did, man, it wouldn't have been cleared like this. It's real. But that's it.
I don't know anybody that with some understand music and talent that would hear that and say, Like if you were just showing it to him, like, you just did this by yourself, and you made up that. Dude, I don't think you realize this, dude. A lot of those famous rappers, they don't even make their own hooks. There's a whole fucking industry of people that just sell hooks.
I know.
Buy hooks. Like one of the biggest, that rap group, 3 6 Mafia.
Yep.
A white dude wrote their raps. A white guy wrote their shit. Look it up. This is no bullshit. A lot of their hit songs were written by a white guy. They would buy their rhymes.
It's pretty fly for a white guy.
White shit like you, but they could perform it, and he was just
white shit. I'm white shit. No.
He was making millions of dollars too off it.
Yeah.
But he was cool with saying, "Hey, I'm not."
And I got to give props to the great TML Dub G Wise guy, because my brother always, man, we always made each other write our stuff. Like I never wanted someone else to write it, but we were always strict to each other.
I mean, your raps are awesome.
Yeah, they're getting better. But
they're just so on point. That's like, how do you come up with these hooks that simple? That's because the hook is the hardest part of the song. Tons of people can just flow, bust out a string of flow, but very few people can make a good hook.
yeah.
The thing you got to keep repeating. You know, first.
Yep. So true.
Rick, very few. That's. If you look at history, the hook. That's the hook. You know, like. That's the hook. Everybody knows the hook.
Welcome to Earth.
But your shit's so deep, dude. You're gonna know the hook and the verse before it, dog. Like, dude, like, the cool thing I think, and dude, this is like my spiritual mind telling me this. Like, the first way this is gonna go down for you is like this. You're gonna be something like Too Short was at first. Like when I was a kid, and a lot of people don't know this, dude, like I was growing up, and I went to kindergarten in 80, 81, I think, and then like, Too Short came out when I was in the 5th grade, dude, 85.
Yeah.
And the only way you could get his tapes, he didn't sell his shit in the music, like he was this underground legend. Like, you had to like get it burnt from somebody, or somebody was selling you like,
oh man.
It was what they were doing, because he was selling.
I gotta do this for you, bro.
Out of his trunk in Oakland at the time, and they were just finding their way to Louisiana where I was at the time, and everybody's like, who is this Too Short? So then when his first album come out, everybody already knew who this motherfucker was because they were passing around his underground shit.
Yep.
So then when his first album come out, it sold like a motherfucker because
everybody was. Dude, we're gonna do it, dude. Hey, I just had a vision of me and you at a nightclub, bro. Man, no. I mean, I actually saw the place in my mind's eye, bro. I'm not even fucking with you, bro. I'm seeing some shit happen, bro.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, bro. Like,
we're a matter of time. No, it's gonna happen.
Show you little ways and not let people fuck with you in this industry. Like, I don't know everything about it, but I'm just saying as an individual, you know, don't just, you're the one in control, man. You are the talent. You are the source. You're the wellspring of creativity. So don't be giving others what they want. They need to be giving you what you want, because, you know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Just be safe, because, dude, I'm telling you, you don't have to believe this, but you're so good that, like I told you, it's going to get scary one day. It's going to get fucking scary. You're going to reach the height of, and you need to start thinking about this shit now, dude. Like, when you just sit around smoking a blunt or sitting around just tinkering around on a computer or looking outside, whatever, you need to start thinking about, like, wow, what am I really, like, if this money does start coming in, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to save and put this shit back? And, like, how am I going to react to family members that just keep hitting me up for money? And, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, your whole life will change, dude. A huge influx of money and fame comes into your life. And not even just simple stuff like, oh, get me backstage or do this, and it might be a drunk uncle that, hell, it could be me. I mean, you gotta be like,
that's my drunk uncle.
Remember that you are the source. You are the focal point of this creativity existence. You created this two-truth thing. This is your birthright. You can't let no one name it, tell you how to live it, tell you how to raise it. This is your kid, dude. This is your child. You gave birth to it. Can't nobody tell you how to treat it, how to raise it, how to it's your thing.
That's why we need to work together, probably, because it just makes sense. I mean, if we're going to connect this relative, like, there's going to be a way. It's going to be a way.
Snoop Dogg has people like this, dude. This is no shit.
It's going to be a way.
Just like anyone that's like in your life is a financial thing or a producer, but like he always kept someone in his life that was just like a real motherfucker.
Yeah, no, you are that motherfucker, dude. I got a couple now.
Shoot it to me this way, because no one else, they're just going to tell me what they want me to do their way. Like,
yep. Like, you got to be careful not to be surrounded with it. Yeah.
Just be with me.
Sure.
I mean, being paid, dude, I think it would just be awesome to roll with shit. Money.
Dude, it's gonna be, because everything's gonna be an event, bro. We're gonna be going across the crystalline grid, and I even had a vision of eventually going to Tulsa and just raising the positive energy of the crystalline grid to, you know, kind of cleanse the auric field of what happened there in the past and mark the future of humanity coming together.
Fuck, man, I could get you the Chinese food, there ain't too many people, I promise you this, that know as many people and all the ins and outs and nooks and crannies of Tulsa that I do. Like, my big thing, if I ever get rich, I want to buy a food truck, man, because I know because delivering Chinese food for all these years, I know all the nooks and crannies to park a food truck, but my main thing is, dude, I got this big thing. My big thing, Christ is working on me now. Is I gotta, just like you with your thing, I gotta get my writings. I gotta get some shit out there, whether it's whatever I'm doing, my comedy, whatever. Because like a lot of times, it's like I started to remind myself, like, it's not even so much what I'm saying that's funny. People just laugh at me, dude. I got that body language.
You have that
weirdness. I got that
connectivity,
that hyperness. People are just like, what? And then I draw their attention in, and a lot of comedy isn't even just being funny. It's just about just being real, and people just laugh, dude. I already get laughed at going into Super Walmart, so I might as well get paid for it, you know? So it's like, so I was like, I gotta get this money because Christ is really putting this in my heart, man. I don't know why, because I can't do nothing right now about it, but maybe it's a good thing, because maybe he's saying you're about to have so much shit coming in that you can.
Something's gonna happen.
I keep thinking about kids in orphanages, dude. Because there's an orphanage here in Tulsa I used to deliver to all the time, and I always noticed that the basketball nets were shitty, and we have a minor league baseball team here, and I was like, my Christ conscious is saying, like, fuck helping these homeless adults, and all. He's like, saying that nothing wrong with that, but he's saying help them with words. I'm like, you know, I used to do that. It's inspired. I go down to the homeless shelter, and I just park my car, and I just go hang out in there, and I just sit in the lobby, and just random people, I just say, hey, don't you realize how strong and powerful you are in Christ? And that maybe you're sitting here right now, but there's something people would just love it, dude. But then I was just doing it for Christ, you know. And then I was saying, like, he keeps talking about these kids in orphanages, and he's like, these kids are abandoned, and the only people in their life are people that are paid to be there. Because could you imagine if you're a fucking kid and the only people in your lives are people that are on an hourly wage? And you don't even know who your mom and dad is, and nothing about your family history. And I said, dude, you know, I would love to have the money and go to one of those orphanages, especially teenagers, junior high and high school, and say, hey, get in the van. We're going to the mall. You guys are all getting fucking Jordans.
Yeah.
I mean, like, whatever.
Hell yeah, bro.
For once in your life,
yes.
Give a fuck about a price tag. I don't give a fuck. You guys deserve to be greedy, okay? You guys deserve to be greedy.
Poverty deserves to be spoiled.
And it's like,
I said that in a
this money's coming from Christ.
Yep.
So he's not judging you, and he's not worried about how much it is. Fucking get what you want to feel comfortable. Get your backpack. And I thought about doing this. Like, you know how we said, how I told you could go to speak to youth groups. Yep. I even thought about doing this. This is one way Holy Christ told me that I could get the money. But, dude, you're going to have to help me pump me up like I'm pumping you up. He said, why don't you start, because there's a few churches in walking distance. I had to walk a few miles, but I could get there. And he said, just show up. And I said, Christ, I don't even have church clothes. He goes, it don't matter. And he said, why don't you just talk to the congregation about, maybe could you ask to speak to the congregation? Maybe not that Sunday, but you could talk to someone and say, if I come next Sunday, can I maybe have 5 minutes to speak to the congregation? And then you talk to the congregation. You say, or ask the preacher, say, is it possible maybe that we could do an offering or a car wash or something to raise enough money to take these kids to the Tulsa Drillers, the baseball game downtown, and get them sodas, and maybe before that take them to Dairy Queen and get them, you know, like, and I'm going to need your church bus to do this because I don't have a license or a car. All I have is a message from Christ, and I need you guys to help me as a congregation. I'd really, as a social experiment, I would like to do it just to see the reaction that I would get from the congregation, because you'd be surprised. They might be like, let's go further than that. Let's go further than that. Let's take these kids to Six Flags. Let's take these kids, like Disney. I mean, who knows? I'm just giving the message, but the people in that congregation, they got big paying jobs. There might be some guy in there that holds $1 million and he's single and he's just been waiting to hear something like that and goes, you know what?
Here's 10 grand.
Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? How could I not have thought of that? Because it's not your fault you didn't think about it. The reason you have all that money is because you've been programmed your entire life. That's all you knew how to do. And you didn't know it exists until another believer showed you. And now that this believer is showing you, he's risking his integrity, his face, and everything, because you could get rejected. They could shut you down. And I'm risking everything just to ask you, could you help a nobody like me that just happened to come to your church and ask you, could maybe one Sunday everything that goes in the offering we could just put towards just a ball game and a trip to Dairy Queen for whoever, you know, whichever ones are allowed to go or whatever. And then from that trip, some of the people in the church or youth group might bond with some of those people and be like, I mean, this could be a miracle, but think about this. Be like, look, man, no, you're living with us, man. My dad said, you're coming with us. You're out of that orphanage. We're gonna be your foster parents. And we got an extra room. My sister moved out, went to college last year. We got and boom. And then all of a sudden this guy's like some straight A student, and then they put him into college, and I mean, think about it. And then he fucking goes to college and becomes a smart motherfucker, and he opens his own orphanage. I mean, like, and all because somebody like me and you just seeded the thought from Christ. The seed germinates in the dark. That's why he's talking about, like, your faith. Look at the mustard seed, the faith of a mustard seed. I don't think he's talking about the seed producing in your life. He's saying if you have Christ consciousness, you can plant that seed, and it can grow into an oak tree from others. Yep. But you put that thought of consciousness there through me. You seeded the thought. That's the most important thing. We're the ones in the background, just like the gang stalkers, but we're laughing, going, we did it. We're like the guys on Highway to Heaven. They don't even know we were a part of it. And that's the way I want it. And it's like, or like a concert comes into town, or it's like this. It's like go in there and say, how many kids are in this orphanage that play musical instruments? Oh, yeah, you play guitar? Come on. I got $1,000. We're going to go buy you a Les Paul, dude. Yeah. What? Yeah, we're going to go buy you a Les Paul right now. What, you don't think you deserve it? Please, dog. You deserve it. I mean, you're talking about how I'm pumping you up. Imagine what we would do to some kid in an orphanage. Yeah. Dude. I mean, and that would just be a pair of shoes, dog. A pair of shoes. They'd be like, I guarantee you.
It's going to be a lot more. It's going to be a one. And I'm like, dude, that pair of shoes, they're going to be able to fly with those shoes, bro. Like it's going to be like from, the mythology times. The shoes we give them, bro, they're going to be able to fly with them.
Yeah, dude. And not even that. It's just be like.
Because one thing we will do is.
We probably have people that would inspire us.
In the transition period to getting things right on earth, people like us who are going to be blessed with more, we're going to help equate it, and we're going to pass the blueprints of the future to the youth filled with hope. So it's like
Two gets famous, Two gets an album deal, Two is nationally known, or even just, dude, don't even.
He's known by the Galactics. He's known by the Pleiades system. He's known by Orion. I'm known by source.
People know you, deal.
Bro, I'll bring Tupac back. I'll be like, Tupac hasn't been on the radio too long. I'm going to make a new song with Pac. And I'm like, Pac, you haven't been on the radio long enough, so I'm bringing Pac back with me, bro. You'd be like, bro, I'm redoing it. Violins. Dude, I want a whole orchestra. I was thinking one day doing a whole orchestrated, like, I mean it, man. I mean the top of the top. I mean, we're wearing the tuxes. We got the bow ties. I'm a wrapping a bow tie one day just to show you can do anything. And, bro, and the no, when two people are motivated like this, like, you're a person, yeah, you're a person that if God will it, you can, man, I need this part, that networking.
My bike and go serve sandwiches to the homeless. And I said, no, fuck that. I don't know why I got this inkling in my mind, but I said, I'm going to call up and see just what it costs to rent a limo for like 3 or 4 hours. And they said, it's like a couple $100. And I said, dude, come pick me up right now. I gave my address. I was in the hood. Everybody come out of their fucking apartments. And I said, I went and I picked up a couple of my friends. And then I said, take me downtown to the homeless shelter, and then I want to go to the homeless bar next to the homeless shelter. I'm about to let this huge fart. Oh, man. That might have left the trail. That might have been Haley's comment came out after that.
Bro, you putting out them chemtrails, bro.
Oh, you know when you reach back to see if it's a fart and it sticks on your finger like a booger? That's when you know it's fucked up. But I'm still going to tell this story while I'm doing this. But here we go. So I went up to the homeless shelter. I went in, and I knew a few guys that I just knew that I recognized. And I said, you, and you. I said, I got a limo outside. I said, why don't you hop in? I'll take you to the store. I went to a thrift shop. I said,
when do you check your farts, bro?
Whatever.
Hold on, you check your farts like a dipstick?
Do I?
You said you check your, you know when you check your farts?
Wait, say that again. I didn't hear you say.
You said you check your farts.
Oh, yeah, dude, I told you I was taking my Lancet in between fucking beers because of my stomach.
Oh, God. Dude, I had some, and not to interrupt I had some gas yesterday, bro. Hey, I ate a little bit of processed food. Listen, I ate a little bit of processed food. I ate a little bit of processed food yesterday. Look, this is how our new conversations are. We're like so advanced we can talk at the same time. Listen, don't eat the processed food. I didn't want to be with myself yesterday. That was the best description of an apartment I've ever heard.
Yes, sir. He buckled up his pants.
Hey, gang stalking in the bathroom. Oh, dude, I was eating some processed shit yesterday that I didn't want to be around myself. And then I started thinking about what you said. If you smell your own fart, does it go away? I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm laughing. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, God, this happens. No. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That does happen sometimes.
But it's like, you smell your shit, whether it's on the toilet paper or on your finger. You bring it up, and if it's raunchy, and another thing you lift your ass up and you look down to see how big it was. And if it's too small, you're like disappointed for some reason. You're like, it should have been more than that, you know? Like me, I'm a heavy beer drinker, so I'm like, if I don't get a good shit, I'm like, hey man, we need to get some laxative up in here because I gotta unplug. This shit's gotta stay unplugged for this beer to keep going, man. I mean, We gotta keep this.
Yeah, this is.
And then you know about this, right? You know that if you have a good diarrhea shit, if you can bring in a full-blown pistachio or cashew to the grocery store, you get 10% off.
I'll try tomorrow.
Oh, dude, I thought about this too. This is comedy, dude. I'm telling you. I would love to see what happens if somebody would record me doing this. I would love to walk up to a police officer, right, and say, "Sir, I was having a debate with a friend, and I just want to know." He was saying that he was telling me that you can't go to jail for just stating an opinion. Is that correct? I go, well, of course you can. You're not going to go to jail for stating your opinion. I'll go, great, because in my opinion, you're a fucking asshole.
Listen.
Tell me if that's not the best talking
No.
word, and I swear to God that came from my mind, dude. Jesus gave that to me. And I was like, look, you promise I can't go to jail for stating my opinion? Why would you go to jail for stating your opinion, sir? And I'll be like, well, great, because in my opinion, you're just a fucking pathetic joke, dick. Like, I mean, I guarantee you, dude. I mean, what could they do? I mean, there's one way to test the law.
It depends what kind of cop you have, I guess.
But, dude, I'll tell you this, and I didn't make this funny shit, dude. Like, I told you, man, I'm all over you, dude. Like, when that show Cops first came out, like, in the 80s, I've seen it, like, twice. I've only seen it, like, 3 times in my entire life, dude. It's off one of the, like, first seasons of Cops, right? And there's this apartment building on fire, right? And the cop's like going around and he's knocking on all the doors, telling everyone, you know, get out, grab whatever, get out. And this one black dude answers the door in his fucking underwear, right? and he goes, dude, everything's on fire, grab whatever you need, get out. And the camera stays there. The dude shuts his door. And he opens it back up. He has his underwear still on, and all he come out the door with was a bag of Cheetos and a roll of toilet paper. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. On my life, I watched that episode, and I was like, that is pure fucking comedy right there. How could no one notice that guy just, his whole possessions, everything, and he just grabbed a bag of Cheetos and toilet paper. And the only reason I know how hardcore that is, I lived through an apartment fire. We lost everything 3 years ago in an apartment fire, dude. Everything, dude. And that's when my gang stalking actually started, because I saw the way the fire went down, and it was the completely opposite of the way that the fire department was telling me it happened. And I didn't say nothing, and I know they know I saw. But, like, we lost everything. Our whole fucking shit burnt down, dude. Everything. Lost everything. Like, literally everything I have now is just from 3 years ago. And even that is just hand-me-down shit. The Red Cross gave us like a $300 gift card. We had to spend almost all of it on motels before they could get us back in the unit, which I thought was bullshit. But, yeah, dude, fucked up, dude. And the only reason I know, to me, that was funny is because when our building started burning down, I heard all these people knocking on my fucking back porch. I thought they were fucking harassing me or something. And the guy said, dude, fucking building's on fire. And I was so fucking... I was half asleep. I said, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? And he goes, nothing. I'm trying to save your life, asshole. I said, oh. I looked outside and I was like, oh, thanks. And then my stepson and my old lady were in the room laying down. I said, it was almost nighttime. And I said, the fucking building's burning down. I said, and dude, you think, and that's why till this day, I keep a backpack ready that I never touch, just like my military days, because in the back of my mind, I still always feel like I'm going to wake up one night, my shit's going to be burned down again. And this time, I keep my weed and everything, so I'm like, all I got to do is get my weed in my backpack, boop, I'm out. Wow. Fuck it. You can burn up my pro wing cleats, I don't give a shit.
I keep it back.
Tell you what, man, if you never lived through a fire, dude, psychologically, that shit fucks you up. Because especially if you're living in a place like public housing, the Red Cross and all these people come in, and it's like, nah, man, they fucked us over, dude. They fucked us over hardcore. And I know that's, a lot of people don't want to believe this, but a big part of this targeting comes from firemen and police and man, there's so many things I know that I want to tell you that I've never told you, that I could share with you about this gang stalking shit that just blow your fucking mind, dude. But I feel like they're listening to us, and I don't want them to, because, like, there's things I've been on the phone with and told my sister, and the next day they've literally cock-blocked it. Like, and if I told you some of these truths, then I'm probably going to get fucking...
Well, let's just, yeah, exactly. Well, all we got to do is broadcast light. Just broadcast the light, man. Like, just, because even with the programs and the people doing them, it's like the emperor. It's just like this. It's just like this with all the networking. But listen, let me finish. With all the networking, with all the organization, with all the Doritos they get for what they do, and they, you know, they toilet paper, whatever. It, like, all of it. But just check it out. It's like the emperor has no clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, it's more individually centered than it is externally, even though the external is used to take the target off center. In some cases you can, and just by being a light worker on the planet. Now here's another good way to look at it. Let me finish this train of thought, but another good way to look at it is, as we're doing our light work and whatever happens, darkness tries to surround, but it's a bright light. So it's like, okay, well, while all this attention's on me, while all these resources on me, and really it's just trivial elementary stuff to this day. It's not, and that's good, because all sides are learning unconsciously and consciously, but it's just getting to a point now where it's like, okay, yeah.
I'd say that to a point, but you have to tell you, like I said earlier, like, I'm looking at some of these things, I'm here to tell you, dude, they're fucking reptilian or something. They're warm-blooded, dude. They're cold-blooded. They're fucking cold-blooded. They're not fucking human. They might have dude, there's a show on Netflix called Altered Carbon, and I thought it was going to be shit. I started watching it. It's actually pretty fucking intriguing, dude. And it's talking about in the future how you can put your consciousness into any, they call it a sleeve, a body, a sleeve. That you could, in the future, you can put your consciousness into any body you want. You can buy the body you want to live in. A muscle man, female.
Well, we already did that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, if there's people already living in these sleeves, aka bodies, whatever, how do we know who's fucking real and human? The best way I can say is word. Like I say, you always ask somebody, who are you in Christ? That's one thing that stumps everyone, dude. Even believers, dude. Nobody's just ready for that question. Like, who are you in Christ?
Yeah.
And it's like, you're like, whoa. But the answer is, well, the thing is, to me, that's one dividing factor that I have found that I can ask. I just turn on my TV to see what the fuck's going on. But, fucking Channel 6 News in Tulsa.
Channel 6. And today, we have more weather to report that may be wrong. Also, we're going to talk about some details that really don't add up to the big picture. After that, you'll look at her. She's kind of pretty. And then we'll pass it back to me. I love getting paid to be scripted. Back with you. Yeah. I know. I love that skit. I love that skit. That is the best skit ever. But yeah, but hey, I want you to celebrate something, because this is the end.
And all my writings and comedy is about the same shit. Dude, I could come out as a comedy act for the opening act, climb them up for your shit.
We could do it in between. Check it out.
I just get these motherfuckers hyped up like a motherfucker.
Dude, can you imagine? No, hold on. Can you imagine? Listen, can you imagine orchestrating your comedy script with my music list? And who has done that? Hey, nobody's done that. Oh yeah, that's for real. That's called synchronicity. Spirit.
I'm about to introduce you. What is the most intriguing artist of our time, and I guarantee you've never heard of him. He's out of Clarksville, Mississippi. And I could be like, dude, I'm telling you, I can make people think. I could be like, you're about to witness and hear something you've never seen before here in Tulsa.
The best story never told. Dude, we got this. This game's ours, man. It's Light Grid 5D.
It's just like fixing kids in a daycare. Like, if you can handle kids, if you can babysit and handle kids, you can handle adults easier.
I've done both. I've actually worked in a nursing home, and I had to clean up some, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
I mean, I didn't hang long, but I had to do what I had to do to survive, but I did what I had to do for a while. And they love me, bro. And they're so underpaid. They're so underpaid and so underappreciated. Of people at the end of their work. I'm at the end of my life. I worked hard for society. We're going to pay these motherfuckers minimum wage. They're going to be stressed in life. They're going to be falsely medicated. Boom. It's all like an insane asylum if you're not careful. Yep. Oh yeah, that's still from him.
Thank God that you were there, like an honest person. They probably literally, those old people probably saw you.
I had a couple great bonds, man. I had a couple great bonds, man. I mean, some really good bonds. I got one like 10 minutes.
Anyone here that doesn't get any family? That maybe hasn't seen any family?
They all raise their hand. I don't know. I think you could. And I actually considered doing the same thing. I was going to get my nieces and nephews, and I haven't done this. It was an idea, but I was going to have them make like cards for the, and then just go in and let the kids, because the kids have a connection that the old people have, like. Because that one thing you want to see is a child when you're at that age. It brings you so much joy because it reminds you that the cycle of life continues somewhere in the innate, even if they don't consciously know it. They brighten up to see youth again because they're about to be back there again. And some of them don't know it. Some of them might even think they're going to burn in an eternal pit. God forbid. God forbid. Well, I've just done too much in my life. I'm going to burn in hell forever. There's no hope for me. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. It's not too true. But we can create hellish circumstances. Yes, we can create that mind state. Yes, but there is no eternal place that's inescapable for your soul to never, ever grow and elevate beyond. I don't put that on George Bush Sr. I don't put that on the Oklahoma City Bombers and the ones behind it. I don't put that on like anybody. I don't put that on nobody because that's the best thing about love is it's not heavy. It's light work. So you're like, oh, I was trying to carry that suitcase. That's heavy. That's a grudge or that's that's judgment. Like this one guy said, Tobias, he said that I think it was him I heard it from, but don't judge. But he's like, it's okay. But listen, but let me finish what he said. But listen, this is the difference. Judging is capsulizing. It's putting a box or a label or a limit, a quarantine on someone. Discernment is simply observing what works better and what works worse, and then implementing ways to coordinate that within oneself and one's society and one's friends and family. And everybody's unique.
We can't all see inside the nooks and crannies of our lives. We're all unforgiven, man. We're all, like Romans 2:23, for all have fallen short of the glory of God.
And I don't believe that. I actually, like Cryon said, he goes, dear ones, you know, what's been taught on your planet has worked for a while, but you're beautiful. You're benevolent at the very, very beginning. And the thing about it is, sometimes religion has been used for the ruling class, and to do that, there's demeaning properties implemented consciously and subconsciously that basically limit your divine spark. Because once you recognize the divinity, the Emmanuel within, the Christ consciousness within, Uncle Joseph within, once you recognize that, it's like everything was just like not even bad, bro. It was just like, oh, thank you, bad stuff, because bad stuff was just like, hey, go that way. No, go that way. Go that way. Go that way. No, go that way. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Because, I mean, I could definitely go anywhere in this free world universe, but I want to go the best place possible for me and others around me. And that's how you can measure life, is that what is that will? What is that drive? Why do the cells multiply from a fetus to a child to a grown man? What is driving it? What is it? How does it drive? It just does. It's beyond questioning. It's just alignment at that point. And then that comes more understanding. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you understand anything without conversating and exploring? But, limitations and stuff. That's why I know I came to this earth, because I love the human family. Like, I love these people, bro. Before I was surrounded by certain circumstances, do you know how easily people beam with me? I didn't even realize it until things happened. And I understood, but I understood like very beginning that I'm here looking out for them. I'm watching out for them from an old soul perspective. And yes, and I broke down the food supply poisoning us. I broke down the medical industry being business profit driven. I broke down the music. I broke down the music industry crucifying Christ again and again. And then, I broke down the banking system and how it's a Ponzi scheme. And then I broke down how I could break the barriers of the collective consciousness from one individual to sociological perspectives of groups. I've done it at jobs. I broke the frequency of the coding of the Anunnaki there. I broke it by myself with a person, one-on-one conversation, three-on-one conversations. There's nowhere the light can't go, because the light is the light. Darkness has no power. Darkness must recede to light. Light up the room. There's less confusion. There's less, I'm worried. Oh my gosh, I see that person. That person's just like me. Holy cow. Imagine the earth getting a dose of that, and North and South Korea all of a sudden are together. Now, North and South Korea disappointed the war industry, because stock is going to go down. So we've already seen the curve of the ascension spike to where World War III ain't happening in mass. Yeah, in pockets we had it, but North and South Korea are getting together. If you remember the Hawaiian ballistic missiles that were inbound, that was picked up on radar, not only from Hawaii and given a message to the populace, but also Japan recorded seeing the ballistics. I believe they were a faction of the Dark Cabal, and they were shooting from submarines mobily to. Well, what they wanted. Listen, Trump isn't a warmonger like they want, so they're trying to push it. So a false flag is what they've done for a long time. So what they wanted to do is simply blame it on the guy they want to invade, Kim Jong-un. So we blow up a little bit of Hawaii. We do something we've never done before. We're going to nuke this son of a bitch. They thought 9/11 was something. Watch this fucking shit. You'll go to war where I tell you to go to war. That kind of attitude. And they launched them motherfuckers. This is history. The missiles were picked up. They disappeared. They are gone. Those missiles were taken down by my intuitive is the Light Brigade, Federation of Light. Enough is enough. The human collective consciousness does not will it to destroy itself this time around. And you, with the dark ETs and the compromised humans, not you, but the dark remnants of that cabal control, is the lights illuminating, and it's just boom, boom, boom. And everybody is like, oh, I didn't know I was, oh, man, we were running for money from a family we didn't even check into. What the fuck? I mean, me and you, Bob, we're working every day for this family. We don't even check what they're doing. I know, it was kind of crazy, Steve. And that's where it's going. And because old souls hit the planet and we help trigger it with the ground crew, with the sky crew, if you will, because I could not have done it alone without the galactics. The galactics could not have done it alone without the human will and the soldiers that incarnated for a specific time. And so everything works in a dance. And finally, I got word from my channels that, bro, we're on the downward slope. Like it's good. Like we've done too much good. Like it's like basically you've done too much good. You've tried too hard. Me and you both. You've tried too hard. You did too well, bro. You did too well. You've been through too much. I've been through too much to not get this glorious investment in return of a unified population, a human family that doesn't fight anymore, but just tries to figure out how much faster they can make their new light ships, that figures out how much faster we can go explore another planet and check out the archaeology of a planet that we thought had nothing on it. I mean, the wonders are just waiting. Like Bill Hicks said, you know, we can spend all that money on military, or we could take it and we can, you know, explore. And he said a couple things. He goes, but man, and he goes, I have seen 7 UFOs shoot off of mothership. He wasn't lying. The Light Brigade was in contact with Bill because of his electromagnetic frequency being so high as an old soul doing his higher self work, light work.
His show is called Bill Hicks, Same Man. S-A-N-E Man. Same Man. It's on Netflix. And he talks about his mushroom trip in there.
Oh.
So you can find it on YouTube, where he talks about him and his, you know, he grew up in Texas. And not even this, dude, I've researched Bill Hicks too. His dad was in the space industry in Houston. His dad worked for like NASA or some shit.
Yeah.
And
probably new stuff.
Him and his friend got some mushrooms. Oh, and he'd sneak out of his house as a kid to go do stand up at and shit. But like him and his friend that what the fuck, Kennedy or whatever his fucking friend.
It was Kennedy. Kennedy was his friend.
Alex Jones now. You know about that, right?
What?
That Bill Hicks supposedly thinks
Oh yeah, that's a bunch of, you know, that's a bunch of baloney, like Alex Jones show. Alex Jones wishes he could be Bill Hicks. He knows he's not. He admitted it. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's what happens, man. It's basically like, you know, they can kind of see the ones that, like, it's basically like this. If you're a European ship or whatever, and you're out at bay, and you kind of see someone on the shore because you're flying by, and then they start, like, reflecting light back to you as a signal of, like, hey, why don't you come over here if you're peaceful? And you're like, well, you know, I was just going to sail around, but since there's a mutual sovereign agreement, it will be. And here's something that's great, and this will ascend your spirit quick. Guess Chester of Lincoln Park, before he passed, he saw UFOs in Arizona. I downloaded the interview and everything. Prodigy, before he passed, he reported seeing. Prodigy's the shit. Prodigy, check this out. Prodigy, before he passed, he saw the Light Brigade. So it's a lot more common than people think, and it's going to become a lot more common. Just like the mainstream media, from what I understand, it's not cabal controlled as much anymore. The ascension as an organic, natural process, it's just like people think about it. Okay, so the Dark Cabal, they're ruling under the 3 chakras, guilt, shame, and fear, right? That's how they run things. So, but when the mass populace become all Tupacs or all Two Trues, or they have that same energetic backbone all of a sudden, they didn't know how it happened, but they're just simply not able to coordinate like they used to. So you would think like a lot of revolution has to happen. It's going to be a lot smoother than I thought, because it's just an energy shift to where you got, okay, a couple Anunnaki, probably reptilian hybrids, or, you know, some people, whatever, to keep them in the draconian competitive hierarchical system. They're controlling things. But the thing is, the people are like, energy are naturally, unconsciously and consciously combating their superiors now, like in so many different ways and places I can't even see right now, but I know and I could feel it, bro. To where it's just like it's not the same wave of a wand, go this way. They're questioning, they're inquiring, they're shifting right in front of me, basically, and the ascension, and that's what's so beautiful about it. So if we are to do our music and all that, and we're pulling from the new energy and that conscious unified grid, it is in demand, and we are ahead of the curve, and they don't know that the next wave, bro, the next wave of demand is some conscious loving shit, whether it is a documentary, whether it's movies. We're done with war in real life. The populace is basically done with war movies, but they're still playing the old tapes because it's not all known yet. So you still got some of the old tapes playing, but these movies aren't going to have no more appeal anymore, bro. You're not going to see people lining up to see a bunch of war no more, because, yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
need to see. There's no one in the same, like, you're talking about a city like LA, people are like, dude, we're done watching motherfuckers put fucking ball inside a hoop, dude. Like, fuck, man.
It's so true.
We could fish sticks with our kids and do this shit. I mean, people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're right. You're 100% right. That's pretty wise to be able to see that, man.
I can feel it, man, and I've seen it, and I've had my examples in my family, and then of course with the channels I keep on YouTube. But yes, definitely.
Dude, I'm pretty sure she's in on my targeting, but she denies it. But I've never seen a target not deny it. But like I said, I gotta believe you in your falsefulness, or believe me in my truthfulness. Because, dude, my birthday, I was literally fucking bombarded. Like, I woke up on the 9th, Saturday. I had no intention of doing shit, man. All of a sudden, my sister, my mom, everybody started texting me, knocking on my door. You gotta go. I was like, what the fuck's going on, man? What the fuck? It's so unnatural, you know. They never call me, whatever. My sister's like, oh, I've already been drinking. It's like 10:30 in the morning. I'm coming over. I said, hey, my stomach's been on a fucking night. I was like, I'm not even thinking about that. And then, not only she came over, she brings her fucking boyfriend with her. And his fucking motherfucker, he thinks he's just fucking, you know, whatever. And I'm just like, whatever. I mean, he's a cool guy, but he's just not on our level. But like, and I'm like, so I'm sitting here, like, induced with two people projecting their shit on me that I didn't even have to come over. And then it starts arguing with me and my old lady. And it's like, I didn't do any of this. Like, I did not tell anyone. And then we go to the bar, and then I'm like, I spent a couple dollars on pool, and then bought a beer, and I was like, no, I'm not spending any more of my fucking money here. I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I was like, I just want to go back home. I just want to go fucking back home. Like, what the fuck, you know? And then she leaves, goes to Pryor, this little fucking town outside Dawson, with him. And little unbeknownst to me, I didn't know, because he's so jealous of her, stashed her keys in my room. So when they got there, she couldn't. They took his car, but I don't know what he thought. I don't know. He fucking stashed. I didn't know they're there. And then he calls me an hour later. I stashed your keys in the fucking tank. He should take my car and come back or whatever. And I was like, whatever, man. So I'm like, then the next day my sister calls and goes, well, I'm staying here and drinking again at night, but he's got court in the morning, so I'm gonna have to come by your house like 5:30 in the morning, get my kid. And I'm like, so like basically 3 days of my life were robbed because I couldn't say I didn't want to do because I had to get up at 5. And then she didn't just come in and get her keys. She comes in and just wants to. I'm like, just straight, like what? Like, so, but I just didn't say shit, man, and I just let it go. And then, but inside it just burns me out sometimes because it's like, dude, sometimes I can literally try to hide myself, and it comes to me like if like my targeting is so severe. If I find a way to hide from it, they bring people into my shit. I got people knocking on my window, it's like they bring them. They make sure it comes around. And I even called my sister drunk, really fucking drunk a couple times, and told her, I said, I know about your whole color scheme and all. And she's like, but I'm desperate. How am I supposed to pay my child support? And I'm like, so I said, you're telling me you're fucking... And she basically told me, and then she gets so fucking drunk, she claims she don't remember, and anything she told me like I was alive. And I'm like, no, you told me. And I've had 2 other people that were completely sober told me this shit was happening. They literally told me this was happening. Like, I went to the park one day, doing my jog, I told you, this fucking dude just spilled everything. And he basically said, like, we're being listened to. He goes, he said, if we had a piece of paper and I could write, I could tell you a lot more. But then I'm thinking, okay, if we're being listened to, they just heard you say that. So, like, I don't know. I just really don't believe fucking anyone, dude, unless they mirror image my consciousness. And it's like, dude, I mean, I trust you, but even in the end, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't see your body language or nothing. There may be something that might maybe be hesitant on you, but I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. This shit goes so deep and it's so weird, dude. That you never know. You never fucking know, man. But and the hardest part is
just give me a hug over the phone. Just give me a hug over the phone.
Oh, brother.
But seriously, that is part of what's happened on this planet is a confusion swirl, distrust swirl. You really, you have to follow what resonates in your spirit and your heart core, and it will guide you to your light missions.
Yeah. I heard somebody else say that, like I always say, who are you in Christ? Like I heard somebody say, ask someone, who are you on a soul level? Like, who are you on a soul level? Like, fuck everything else. Like, on a soul level, how do you... But then it's like, this is like... I don't know, we could all just be fucked up.
Purple orbit.
You have something, you know you have it. I know I got it.
The purple orb energy
we don't know what the fuck it is, but we got it, dude. I mean, yours is more... I just spilled all the crowns. I don't know how many there are, 64? But yours is more cut and dry, like you know where you're going, but mine is just this big ball of fucking energy. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be at.
You do what you want, man. It's your light work.
Like, fuck, dude, I got all I know, but it's like, I don't know, if I could just fucking, like you, if I could just narrow down to one concentrated fucking area, I'd just be shit away, but like, it's like, yeah. I'm just all over the place. One day I want to be a writer, next day I want to be a fucking poet, next day I want to be, I'm just everywhere, dude.
That's okay.
This big ball of fucking,
it's like,
I'm like this big champagne supernova.
We all do different parts, man. You know, some people are just sitting in one spot meditating every day, and that's helping the planet.
I do that too.
And that's helping the planet.
Don't get me wrong, man. I'm fucking...
No, I'm saying though, I mean, some people are only doing that.
Like, there's nobody in this world who's ever said shit that I say to myself every day. Like, who the fuck are you kidding? You're 42 fucking years old. Nobody fucking gives a fuck about what you're saying. You're a fucking loser, man.
Old programming.
If everything you say was something, then something would have already meant. Like, I don't know. I don't believe it, but then I also believe it. But it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
It's like, I know what it is. It's a transition, really. Because it's like a cold bath for everybody really on the planet. Like, what the f***'s going on? And it's just it's a clearing of things. It's like but just the more you connect with higher self, the purple orb meditation helps me. Interacting with the light brigade is also wisdom. Just like I hear Tupac or if I hear John Lennon, they have all kinds of wisdom. So if I go one night, there are some nights that I will just be like, okay, I gotta see my brothers in the sky. I'll go outside and I'll meditate and they'll show up. And it'll help me clear out any remnants of doubt. It'll help me clear out any remnants of fear, frustration, confusion, downing myself. Because truly, even just being here on the planet as an old soul helps it. Just being in the collective, being in the crystalline grid, just being there. That's why everyone has different departments, and sometimes we cross departments. Sometimes we're a little bit of both departments, all departments. Some people are just keeping the goers, the doers, like me, at peace just by being a sweetheart. And then some are meditating, doing the same thing across the globe in some monk temple. And then some are building the roads that are going to get us to the next show to spill the next conscious wave. Everything's working. It's just going to keep working better and better, more cooperatively, and it's based on our survival. Like, we truly can't survive with a nuke in everyone's back pocket, and we don't know who to trust. There's a bunch of fog in the air. There's never a secure feeling. Imagine when we worldwide declare that we're disarming nuclear armaments completely. I mean, imagine when that announcement happens.
Funny you said nukes, because when I went in the room and sat down, that nuke I dropped earlier, I didn't get a clean wipe or something because I had some funky butt swamp ass smell. And I come back in here, dude, I'm telling you, and this is kind of funny or not, but if you ever think you get a clean wipe with toilet paper, just reach over, turn on your little sink faucet, and get your toilet paper a little dab of wetness. And then wipe the ass again. Dude, I guarantee you're coming up with fucking tread marks. It's fucking, dude, I thought I had a clean wipe. I sat down, and as you were saying that, I was like, who farted? I looked around the room, I was the only one in there. Came back in here, dude, dip a little bit of that toilet paper on the thing. This is real talk here.
That's why some gangsters use baby wipes, bro. Some gangsters use baby wipes.
That's gangster shit.
You got them baby wipes, you know you're on top of life, bro. I don't even wipe with toilet paper no more.
You know they call it John Wayne toilet paper, you know? Rough and tough and don't take shit off nobody.
Shit. You know how motherfucking hardcore we are on our block, me and Chad? Sandpaper, motherfucker. Ain't scared of shit. Well, just remember this, the whole banking system's getting reset.
It was raining down like a motherfucker, dude. I didn't have an umbrella, nothing. And I had my hoodie on. I was running in between these alleyways to get to this bar I was trying to go to. And on the way there, I'm not.
Ooh, I smell it, Chad. Wipe that shit.
There's a piece of fucking human shit, like a human piece of shit in this alleyway, right? And they must have been drinking out those drinks with the umbrellas in it. And if you took the umbrella out, they put the umbrella in a pile of shit, right? So it was raining. And this fucking piece of shit was protected by this umbrella. And I was running by it and I was going, at this moment in time, that piece of shit is more protected than me from the rain. Like, I almost picked that umbrella up, put it over my head, but I was like, nah. But,
And then at that moment you realize, why am I constantly looking down at shit? When if I kept my head up like Pac said, I would see the same light ships, no shit. Keep your head up. Don't you get fed up. You know we're here. Come on now. Zeros and ones. You make it clear. What did Pac say? Say you can run the red lights but peep the street signs. Said you can run the red lights but peep the street signs. Said you can run the red lights but peep the street signs. Please believe it. That's from a Busy Bone interview, bro. Busy Bone, but crew. What did Pac say? What did Pac say? Say you can run the red lights but peep the street signs.
I found this guy like 2 years ago, or like 5 years ago, I think, and he's never done nothing except these 2 songs. But you got to check this out. You said something that reminded me of this. I haven't thought about this song in fucking years. Tell me what you think about this, because he's saying shit that we're talking about. LTTR, red to green. LTTR, red to... No. I know it's LTTR, and it was like stoplights or something like that, or... Oh, wait, okay. I found one of his songs, but this ain't the song. Maybe if I can tap on his shit and... I thought it was called Stoplights. Yeah, LTTR, Stoplights. Dude, this guy is speaking what we're speaking, dude.
I need a green light.
Dude, I'm telling you, but LTTR, Stoplight. This is a green light. This will blow your mind, dude. It's not as good as you, but like...
No, man.
His flow, his delivery is not even close to matching you, but like...
I'm not as good as the Human Family, bro.
What he's saying, though, is like pretty raw. And this is like, I think he's out of Cali somewhere. But like...
California love.
Did you find it?
No, I wasn't.
I have to look it up, but I mean, I'm just telling you, it's fucking...
Let's see.
He's us. He's one of us.
Ooh, the poor parable of woe. That's weird.
But hell, man,
That's a good one. We are always with you, preparing for first contact. Archangel Raphael, transmission invoking, the higher self, transmission activating, the Sirius vortex, transmission embracing.
Heck yeah.
That's some of the channels, man. Like, when we start feeding ourselves better nutrition, the only problem I have in life right now is like lack of connection. Like sometimes when I'm alone, I'm like, I need to be in front of people. We need to be transmitting these transmissions.
Yes.
That is probably the only time we're really honestly frustrated, and that's why. And it's just this push to say, do more. So like I was going to play GTA 5 tonight, but as long as these conversations go, this takes priority over a video game. Like, because this is leveling up for both of us, more understanding, more clarity, more light being shared. it's going to go online. And if we make it anywhere bigger than just average, then these videos can see 1 million views one day. And before you know it, they'll be asking, when are you guys going to do a podcast? When are you going to do a radio show? When? There you go. Chad could be a host of his own Conscious Wave Talks, or however you want to do it. It's your world. You have that voice, dude. You have the voice, bro. You have the radio personality voice. You with the Christ consciousness is exactly what the light wants, is to put people of you into positions of broadcasting light. It makes sense. I mean, you got stories and stuff. Like when you listen to the radio, they got to have usually a certain voice. You got that voice.
Oh, I didn't know I had that, dude.
You have that. You have that and more, dude. Oh, no. You should know. You should definitely know. No. When I played our interview, our first phone conversation for just a family member for a moment, they were like, boom. They didn't want to do anything else but hear it. Well, that was the only person like I had one-on-one, but I played it for my niece and she was like, whoa. I wasn't so sure about this guy because she heard the one before that, but she goes, he is connected. And I'm like, yep. And she goes, he's just a little bit different than you in the way he does it and says, I'm like, yep. And she just didn't even want to leave the chat. And it was all you at that point, like the first whatever, it's all you, you know, and that's why I'm letting you know you have that. And you know, you have to know that you have it. You have to know that you have it. That if one day God provides us the resources that we can get on satellite radio and we can have our own radio station, you could broadcast peace to children that maybe are going through a terrible night. Broadcast peace to adults that are getting ready to fight. Broadcast peace and logical. But it's not even running your mouth. It's putting out the vibratory frequencies that create peace. And you've done that. And even though some of the conversations we've gone through some places, that's just because that's where you've gone in life, dude. And you're being honest and you're being upfront. No, it to know somebody is to get to know somebody. And like you put me kind of like when you're talking about that veteran stuff, I'm like, it's true, man. I have a brother that went through brain cancer. He can't even walk and stuff anymore. It's like anytime I feel like, when I feel like a lack of motivation, bam, I'm like, okay, he's still here. He's in his 40s, man. When he was 18 or 19, he got brain cancer, man. You got to understand something. You got to understand something, bro. Apparently, the blessing of this Soul Tribe family, Richard was like a celebrity without Hollywood, bro. Like before, he was tall, he had the hair, he was handsome, and I know he has the crystalline energy. And it's almost like the darkness in this planet was like, no, it's too bright. It's too bright. You got another Brandon Lee out here or some shit. We can't have Brandon Lees making us look shitty, man. You know, and it's not even making them look shitty. It's just making you look what you can do. And if you like it so much, quit killing it. And that's what's been happening. Like the Cabal's killed so many of our warriors, bro. He had a tumor. Well, he almost didn't survive, but he had a tumor. It was removed, and then it impaired, like, I think it was on I don't know if it was the left side of his brain, but then it made it like to where he had to learn how to eat again. He had to learn how to walk again. He had to learn how to speak again. And here's the thing, bro. That comes from the intoxified foods of our society. Some genetic strands are more susceptible to the volatile shit they put in there, purposely designed to aim at more likely genetic candidates for the light quotients. So it's like it's an engineered society at an insane asylum to where a lot of the cancer tumors and stuff from people eating processed food will end up, first hitting poverty because they're eating shitty, but it will hit the crystalline warrior front runners, and that was purposely done, I believe, because it's like my mom had breast cancer. She almost died from breast cancer, but Christ energy is really strong in my family. And then Richard almost died from brain cancer, and then so I know I hit my family to save him. Scott, he was 400 pounds, 300, 400 pounds. I've watched family lose human beings, like over hundreds of pounds, because I was planting those seeds way back when nobody was talking about it, because I was a old soul front runner. Not that I'm better than anybody. I have simply lived a few different lives that are extra from a younger soul. So there is no bias in that sense. It's just a matter of wisdom is wisdom, and an old soul, people in tune can hear what's in tune. And man, so I've told people in my family, I've told, like, hey, your grandma had breast cancer. You think you're a likely candidate or not? Why are you playing around with what you eat? And then I'll watch them add bananas to their breakfast like every day. And it's just like God speaking through me. Christ is here. I am the immune system of the human family and Mother Gaia, while they had a virus on the planet that was sprung up by the society and those compromised by the dark ETs. That's what I've seen. I mean, that's what I think, and I don't know how long the dark ETs have been here, but even before that, I don't know. Like, there are questions I have no clue. Like, how long did they just hit in Roswell days, or were they here before? And if they were, why did they let the technology go so far so fast to kick them in the ass? So there's like so many questions I have, but it's just working somehow.
Man, I'm telling you, like, when first time I started traveling the country, I was in my truck and I just took off traveling. When I got into like Colorado and Utah and Wyoming and Mexico, places that I'd never been in my life, man. Like, I mean, I would just go anywhere, dude. And get off on the side of the road. Oh, dude, the scariest place I've been, dude, I promise you, this is no bullshit, dude. And this is where Stan Kinison died, the guy that I got the ring from his grave, that stand-up comedian. I just thought about that. Oh, shit, man, that's before I even really was channeling him and got his ring and shit. But, I was going through Death Valley, California, in the middle of the fucking night, maybe like 1, 2 in the fucking morning, man. Like, I'd just any time I'd sleep at truck stops, get up and go. And it was about probably like between 1 and 2 in the morning. And I was right in the middle of Death Valley National Park. And I stopped to take a piss. And Death Valley National Park is that park where those rocks move by themselves and shit. Like, fucking they move by themselves. They don't know if it's water underground coming up, but like, you can look this up on Discovery YouTube. It's fucking cool as fuck.
Really? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, they set up cameras and shit, and they Discovery and different people, Discovery Channel, and these rocks literally move across the desert floor. Big ass rocks by themselves.
What?
No one knows how. I mean, you can type this in. You can type in Death Valley rocks moving. I mean, whatever the keywords are, and then. But I didn't see none of that. But this was at nighttime, man. I wasn't there during the day.
Right.
But my girl was with me in the car. I said, I got to take a piss. So I stepped out to take a piss, dude. I'm telling you, the door was open. I just stepped out to take a piss. Dude, I'm telling you, I felt something. I was so fucking scared. I cut my piss off, got in the car, and I was like, I ain't stopping until we get the fuck out. I was that scared. I don't know what it was. I didn't see nothing. Nothing was there. I didn't see anything.
But you felt like...
a feeling.
Yeah.
But I was halfway through my piss, and I was like, fuck this. And I got back in the car. But I'm telling you, dude, it could have just been this. Like, dude, you're driving down the car, going down the interstate. You're confined to that little car in the windows.
Yep.
If you ever get out that far, the Rockies or the desert, whoever you're with, say... when you're at the desolate stretch of highway you're in, tell them, say, stop the car. Let's just get out of the car for a minute. If you stop and get out, it's something that you cannot experience inside the car. Like, you feel the fucking gravity of I don't know how to explain it, dude. Like, when I was in Yosemite National Park, it was like I was literally under the influence of Mother Nature. Like, I was filling up water bottles, and I took them back, and I was showing people, like, this is water from Glacier Lake, and they're like, this is just a bottle of water. And I'm like, and then I started thinking, like, well, of course it is, too. I'm like, what am I thinking? I'm like, and I kept trying to, and one of the things, like, Sublime was one of my best bands back in the day, and when I first got to California and San Diego, Oceanside, I got to the beach, and I bought a 6-pack of, they used to have to sell that Sublime. They used to sell it like a mixed drink. You buy them in 6-packs, and they have like strawberry and sangria and all these different flavors. But I drank it, and then I had these empty bottles that had the Sublime logo on it, and I filled them up with sand from the the West Coast, from the Pacific Ocean. And I took him back home. I gave one to my sister and some other friends, and I had a few, but my sister still to this day still has one of those bottles, dude. And it's sand from, you know, like you said, if anyone, I could have just went to the Arkansas River and put it in there, but I didn't, I promise. And, oh, fuck, man, I don't know how I'm alive, dude. Like, when I first went to Cali, I was taking a friend to Mexico that was running from the law. And I was already here in Tulsa, just came from Missouri where everything fell, the bottom fell out and everything. 2 months later, this motherfucker just shows up. My sister, once again, that's what I'm saying, like, Aaron's on the way. He cut off his house arrest, and, you know, I'm young 20s at this time, so he shows up. And I had a job as a maintenance man at a fucking apartment. I had my own apartment that was paid for. Bitches, hoes, parties at my house. Dude, everything. And then I was such a loyal friend. I said, and he was like, you got to get me to Mexico, dude. And I said, dude, I'm on vacation. I said, and then I was like, fuck it. I said, I had about a half pound. I think I told you, I can't remember, a few thousand, whatever. I said, fuck it. I wrote a note, and it was funny because when I come back, my boss said, you're the only person I've ever had that left a note saying that they would pay us back for anything that we owed them when they quit. Because I left a note in my apartment saying, because I was a maintenance man, saying,
oh, my phone's going dead. Phone's going dead. Signing off. Conscious Talks. Well, folks, according to my phone, we're going to have to stop, but that was like 3 hours. Another 2-part episode. Conscious Talks. It's too true. Joseph the Lamb with you in the ascension. Let's keep it as beautiful as possible. And even when we're feeling the tension and frustration, let's get over it quicker, faster, and better with no hesitation.